Hi, we're coming to you from Bamako, Mali in West Africa. We're John and Julie Clark, and we serve here with Missional International Church Network.
Many of you might associate us with Disneyland because that's what our lives used to revolve around. But today, we're 6,892 miles away. Today, our landscape and our land and our neighborhood looks very different from what we used to know in Southern California. The things that we see when we walk around our neighborhood might seem strange and foreign to you, but today, this is what looks like regular, everyday life to us. I never thought that I would be a pastor. I never envisioned that that was something that God called me to be. I'm a businessman with business experience. But 6 years ago, God put it on our hearts to plant an international church here in Bamako, a place for English-speaking people to come and be able to worship in this French-speaking country. We have people from different aid organizations, from different embassies, from different business organizations that are here serving in Mali, and they don't have a place to worship because they don't speak French, they don't speak Bambara or any of the local languages. So they come today to Bamako International Church, and today we're able to reach people with weekly church services that are away from their families, that are away from their countries, that are in a very foreign environment, and yet they have a family of Christ here. Today, Mali is a jihadist battleground, and to help with that, the UN has sent a peacekeeping mission here to Mali. Currently, we have 19,000 peacekeepers in the country, and this is the most dangerous mission in the UN's history. But God has opened up a door for us to go out to the main peacekeeping camp here in Bamako, and we're able to do a ministry out there every week. We have a church service and a fellowship meeting with local Christians there just to encourage them as they go through the difficult and challenging times here.
These are people that have come from all over the world and sacrificed a lot to put themselves in a dangerous position here. We try to encourage them with the hope of Christ, with Bible studies, with worship. We were all moved a couple weeks ago when a young woman came in. She'd only been in Mali a week or two, and she told a story of being caught in a blast of rocket fire up in the north. She fell to the ground with a sense that, pleading that God protect her life. And she had a sense that there was just this supernatural dome about her as she was convinced that God is my shield. God is my shield. She returned to Bamako and came into our fellowship with the joy of the Lord that she is living today, and because she has experienced the peace that comes from the protection of the Lord. And this is the encouragement that in these dangerous places we can call upon the Lord to be our shield. And the fellowship was greatly encouraged by her testimony.
A ministry that's come across our way that we didn't expect to happen is a place called Golden Life American Hospital. It's a hospital here in Mali, but it's not American. There's no Americans there. It's actually owned and operated by a group of Turkish doctors who came to Mali as political refugees. They've been turned away from Turkey and they can't return to their homeland or they'll be imprisoned, and many of them will probably be killed. But they've befriended us and they want to know who we are and more about what we do here in Mali. We've had so many opportunities to share the gospel with them. We go to the hospital on a regular basis now, but not for medical care. It's strictly for visits with the doctors. We've also had several meals outside of business hours when we've been able to share with them. We've been to each other's homes, and we just have this wonderful relationship with these doctors that are here under such dire circumstances, but finding light in love in Jesus. We had an interesting encounter with a man named Mohammed who came to our church, and he wanted to know some things about Christianity. He said he wanted to know what Christians believe and how he could become a Christian too. And we had the opportunity to share with him, and he accepted the Lord. It was such an exciting experience. But that's only the beginning of the story, because a few weeks later, he shared with me that he was a jihadist. And since he had become a Christian, he dropped the whole idea of the jihad, and he didn't want to do that anymore. That had been a majority of his life. He had spent fighting for Islamic causes. But now that he's a Christian today, all of his anger is gone and all of his frustration is gone, and he's just full of joy and excitement. And it's been amazing to look into his eyes and just see the light of Christ in him, and he's certainly filled with the Holy Spirit. I had the awesome opportunity of baptizing him in the Niger River, and today he attends our church on a regular basis. And he today is an on-fire evangelist, sharing with his former jihadi friends and anyone else that he can talk to about who Jesus is.
We've been in Bamako, Mali for a long time, and we've seen a lot of things, including government changeovers, Right now we're in the middle of one of those. There were 2 coups d'etats here in the last year. We are currently living with a military government. This has caused problems with Mali's neighbors. So economic sanctions have been put in place, land borders have been closed, money systems have been cut off, and it's been this way for 2 months so far right now. The Malian people suffer so much, and for them to endure higher prices in the midst of living in poverty, in addition to COVID and war in the north, this country is just so full of suffering. Please pray for Malians. Please pray for a resolution to this political problem. We are not currently in any danger, and we are thankful that God once again has provided everything we need, and you are a part of that too. Thank you so much for your donation to our ministry every month here in Mali. We are well partly because of you and your prayers.